Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the worst year of our lives, aka the news. I am your host, Scott Henson. You can find me at @NotScottHenson on Twitter. You can send money to paypal.me/NotScottHenson. And ladies and gentlemen, today is a dark day for the news. In case you're just catching up with us and did not hear the end of last episode, there was some tension, to say the least. We were looking to have a nice time exploring the milieu of thespian Marlon Wayans. I was of the understanding that we were doing a Haunted House 2. There seemed to be some disagreement on that, whereas my, let's say former co-host Drew Smith seemed to have landed on 50 Shades of Black. So, one thing led to another. Things were said in the heat of the moment. Something about someone's twat smelling like a baby's coffin. Not important. We are now in arbitration over the podcast. I am here live in studio as usual, doing my job like a professional. Drew is joining me under protests by me, live via MSN link from his bunker in South Dakota. Drew, are you with us?
I feel like there was a lot of things said there I do not agree with. The lawyers have been brought in here to mediate the two of us, to make sure that neither myself nor my former best friend, Mr. Scott William Henson, slander each other, bring a black note to this podcast. The thing
I tried to bring a black note to the podcast with Marlon Wayans in a Haunted House 2, but you were having none of that.
I also brought a black note by bringing 50 Shades of Black.
You brought 50 black notes, and that was 49 too many.
Well, since we had to get our legal teams involved in this, neither one of us will be in the same environment, the same square area. We will be separated by electronic device from now until the end of our contractually obligated time here, which I believe is the year 2014. So we are already well past our expiration date. However, we are both here and
trying to do our jobs.
We do, as much as the two of us may or may not agree on many topics or on which movie was supposedly correctly chosen by myself or the incorrect choice by Scott. We are here to do it for you, the listening public, and our audience. So please enjoy future episodes.
Yes, they will be conducted mostly like this. Nobody is happy about it. I'm sure you're not, us least of all, but this is our only revenue stream, so it must continue at all costs. And I don't know, look, the offices of Scheinhardt, Shlomo, and Moneycoinstein have proven less than helpful so far during the arbitration. So, look, I don't know. Is there something we can do, lawyers aside? Is there any way to get this back on track, to get back to at least going forward in terms of movie picking, to get back to our actor director pattern? We obviously reached an impasse on the last one with the two, but is there any way to reconcile it? Is it like between 50 Shades of Black and A Haunted House 2? Like, who directed yours?
Allow me to look this up. It would appear that the director is... Oh, interesting. I've never heard of him before. His name is Michael Titties. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
I'm sorry?
Michael Titties.
Michael Titties. Okay, so we'll put a pin in Michael Titties, and let me look up who directed A Haunted House 2. Looks to be... Oh. Michael Titties.
Huh.
What is...
That seems unlikely.
So...
Are you reading that correctly?
One more time. Michael Titties. Director, A Haunted House 2.
Huh.
So, would I be crazy in saying we just call last week the first Michael Titties movie, whichever it may have been, A Haunted House 2, and then this week we just do the second Michael Titties movie, whatever it may be? I'm sure he's got a vast filmography to choose from, so I'm sure there's something we could land on. Let's look at his feature film work. 2013's A Haunted House.
Let's not go back down that road.
2014's A Haunted House 2. 2016's 50 Shades of Black.
Correct.
2017's Naked, I believe, starring Marlon Wayans.
Interesting.
And 2019's Sextuplets, starring Marlon Wayans, and Marlon Wayans.
I'm seeing a pattern here.
That sounds interesting.
He's black, correct?
Michael Titties or Marlon Wayans?
Michael Titties.
Michael Titties is a white man.
Interesting. Is he hetero cis male?
He appears to be a cis-het male. He has the look of a cis-het male. I have a radar for these things.
Of course.
So
Heterodar.
in the interest of getting things back on track, do we want to just take a pause? Take our pause out, and watch Sextuplets, and then do the show.
I believe I can agree to the terms of your Punjab prison.
Excellent, and we're back. Hey, Drew came back from South Dakota.
I'm here.
We made up. We
not for you though.
Not for you. We kissed and spooned and watched Sextuplets. And hey, while we're on a roll, do you also want to get like an official sponsor?
That's a wacky idea, Scott. An official, after all the years of us having unofficial sponsors on the podcast.
True.
Flavors of Mountain Dew.
Yep.
Local eateries.
Just concepts.
General concepts. And you're proposing that we get an actual official podcast sponsor.
Yeah.
That's what a wild idea you've got.
What do you want to do? You want to do like manscaped.com?
I could do manscaped.com.
Well, support for The Worst Year of Our Lives is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 7 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code CATS20, CATS20 at manscaped.com. If my math is correct, that's about 12 million balls. And if my math is correct, that's weird copy for me to mention 7 million men several sentences ago and then come back for the number of balls. And also, like, that many men have lost a ball? 7 million men, 12 million balls? I'm just reading the copy.
That's true.
But for real, we are sponsored on a trial basis by manscaped.com, a real company, which is pretty cool. So here's the deal. So the trial is for the next month, we advertise
How many
them.
is that 30 days? 31 days.
I'm
Is this February? Is it 28?
No, luckily I think we're on a solid 30. I think we're on a 30 days has November.
Ah.
Yeah. And of course, to reflect our May-November relationship,
Correct.
I being the baby you're dating. So if enough people buy something from manscaped.com using the promo code CATS20 in the next month, then we get a for real dollars and cents sponsorship with them, which nickels and dimes, which in turn results in us bothering you, the listener, for less money. Not no money.
You don't have to not pay us.
Let's be very clear.
We're not relying solely on manscaped.com.
But there will be less, and that's good for you, the listener. So Manscaped gave us a bunch of stuff. They gave us the Performance Package 4.0, which is very cool. Now, Drew has more lifetime experience ball trimming than me, so I will throw to him. And in terms of comparisons for the Lawnmower 4.0 versus other implements you may have used in the past, and any follies that occurred therein.
Well, I don't know about you, Mr. Henson. I am a professional wrestler.
Yep.
And in general, professional wrestlers like to keep it tight. Not all of them, but a lot of them.
I have always bucked the trend.
I, personally, don't like hair down there. And it's mostly for hygiene purposes.
You fancy yourself a smooth boy.
I am a smooth little baby otter down there. I personally do not like the undercarriage, and I do not like the around the balls. I just feel more comfortable. I feel like I'm moving a lot better and smoother. And not everything is designed for crevices and corners and loops and hoops. So, by using something that is designed specifically for a very sensitive area,
the baby zone.
My baby zone.
Yeah.
Especially in areas you can't quite see, but you know it's there.
I like the light. 4,000K LED spotlight on it.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Very easy to get into the areas that I want to get into. I've always been someone who's trimmed their upper thigh, their gooch, or their nacho, as it's called, because it's nacho ass, it's nacho balls. I
have to send this to these people.
My balls, my pubis area, armpits. I just don't generally like anything that's not on my chest and or tummy.
Mons pubis.
Mons pubis
is it's the best part of the body. So it's at least the most fun to say.
Having something that's not gonna be an inconvenience to get into those areas is nice. There's been lots of times where I've definitely used something else to shave my armpits, and you get
straight razor.
I don't believe I've straight razored my armpits. But
balls.
You get. I've used my balls to shave my armpits.
Sorry, misplaced modifier.
No, I have not straight razored my balls.
Then you haven't lived.
I don't believe that there's a barber package you can ask for where they straight razor your testicles.
Oh, you need to come to my underground barber.
Your men's only barber?
Yeah.
So you get
Patti LuPone singing live in the corner. That's a that is a this season of American Horror Story reference, which is on pace to be one of the worst seasons of television of all time.
I like a television.
We'll get back to it.
So yeah, I generally have sensitive skin, especially in the areas that's not always exposed. So getting rough things put into your sensitive areas that then as soon as you go to shower and you get the most intense stinging pain you've ever had,
then you have to sit down and cry.
Then you got to sit down in the shower. Mm-hmm. You got to crank it all the way up to hot. You got to burn those layers of skin off. it's nice to have something that just smoothly goes over your skin, doesn't get caught on anything, doesn't rip or cut your sensitive, nice areas. So I've spent years dealing with that, and it's nice to have something designed for your good boys and not for your face that you also have to use for your good boys.
And nice to have a different tool.
Yes.
For
multi-tools.
For your face and asshole.
And asshole. You think they're going to like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're cool.
Yeah.
My guy at Manscaped seems cool.
Trust me, this is what our audience wants to hear. They want to hear us talk about our face and asshole.
Yeah, they would be confused if they're like, why aren't they saying asshole?
Why are they being so politically correct?
What are they doing?
My anus.
So get 20% off and free shipping worldwide using the code CATS20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code CATS20. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. So for real, go to Manscaped, buy anything. They recommend the Performance Package 4.0, but there's other stuff to buy. There's a lot of stuff there.
Doesn't have to be for you. Christmas is right around the corner.
This is actually, I do like the timing of this because please buy Christmas presents there. Yeah. Use the promo code CATS20. If enough of you do it, we get real ass money.
And wait, Scott, I believe I'm getting a phone call from legal.
Oh, pardon me?
If enough of you follow through and use this promo code, maybe we'll give you a little something special as a treat for helping us out.
Ooh, a help out treat.
A help out treat.
An HOT?
An HOT.
Will the treat be hot?
Treat will be hot. Will be hot.
All right.
We'll be extra flirtatious.
Ooh, I like that. That's what I have my current mood set as on the aforementioned MSN. Also, does MSN still exist?
Probably.
That's pretty cool.
Probably.
Anyway, yeah, that was the ad read. so enjoy.
It's almost like we're professionals.
We're pretty good. So
professional sons of bitches.
Professional sons of bitches. But yeah, if you can help us out with that would actually be awesome. And hey, since we're on a roll, why stop now? Did you know the All Request Spectacular is still going on is in full swing? And that we've gotten a lot of movie requests already.
You're doing okay.
You
could be doing better.
You could be doing better.
I'm almost to the point where I'm comfortable saying I'm going to get a PlayStation 5 at the end of this. But ooh. I'm not quite there yet.
Drew's not quite there yet, and I'm not at all quite all the way to any sort of radical surgery. So there's still ground to be covered, I would say. But hopefully you know the deal by this point.
What if they don't?
If they don't, here's the aforementioned deal. $20 US minimum.
USD.
I cannot stress minimum enough.
No sterling.
You can send 20 pounds sterling, actually. That's actually, they're almost on par now, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, because it's almost like Britain's on just a slow, smooth downhill ride to the finish. They're on their 27th prime minister of the year,
yep.
and they've run out of white ones.
Well, you can only have so many white ones, Scott.
If you were,
it can't just be nothing but cream faces. You gotta throw some packies in there.
Man, I
stole the words out of your Chris Goodwin mouth.
You did. I was going to say, if you were some friend of the show, a Chris Goodwin type, I wonder what he would call the new prime minister. And you stole the racist words out of my and his mouth.
Hey, Chris, let us know if you listen to this. I'm expecting to get a message at some point once this episode drops from you saying, yes, I am.
Yes, I am, and yes, he is.
Yes, I do, and yes, I do.
$20 US minimum per movie request. That is under 2 hours long.
Cannot emphasize minimum.
There have been a few nice tippers and a lot.
I got a nice tip.
A lot of, you do a lovely tip. A lot of non-tippers, which I don't know.
What's your problem?
It's your constitutional right not to tip, but do you want to be that guy or gal? I don't know. I wouldn't, but that's just me. That's just me over here being a good person. $20 minimum to paypal.me/not Scott Henson. The link is in the YouTube description. There's also a link if you don't have a PayPal account, and you can send it straight through with a credit card or debit card. So let's get this done. Let's get to 100 movies and me killing myself.
Don't forget.
I can't wait to get a lot of movies and just not be able to do it and quit in shame.
Don't forget, you can just send us money. You can request us watching anything of any length under 2 hours. It can be a 5-minute video.
It can be a music video.
It can be a 1-minute video of you dancing.
It can be homemade porn.
It can be homemade porn.
It can be professionally made porn.
Yeah, it can be. Well, we've already done homemade porn.
We did the Vern Troyer sex tape.
Although apparently not the right version or length or something.
I don't know.
You can also, if you can't think of something or are bad at making life choices of a podcast you listen to and you can't pick a movie,
if you don't trust
just
yourself,
request us picking a movie. We've got lots in the back catalog.
You can give us a dealer's choice. We have one dealer's choice so far, although it didn't start as that. It started as someone who requested a movie we did literally last all request. But that's okay. People make mistakes.
People make mistakes. Like listening to this podcast.
Absolutely. Huge mistake. But, and then barring that, if you don't really like movies at all and don't want to hear about them, you can just send us a little scratch. That's fine. That's fine too.
You can send us money and say, don't watch this movie, and then we'll be like,
actually,
okay,
yes, you can send us $20 and request a specific movie for us not to watch.
I will even put it this: if you can guess one of the movies that somebody else chose, it'll be a wash, and we just won't watch it.
Oh, I like that.
You pay $20 for us to not watch somebody else's movie. I'm doing it.
Oh, so we get double the money and don't have to do the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the dream.
Here's $20. Don't watch Titanic. And we'll be like, wow, somebody else gave us $20 for Titanic. Guess what? Now we're not watching it.
Now I just want to announce all the movies. so we can double our cash and take 5 weeks off.
That's like double the money and none of the work. Oh no, I dropped my Reese's Pieces.
Don't throw all your candy on the floor. Man, this is an old shirt I'm wearing.
You are a pig. Also, don't forget that we have brand new shirts up on Pro Wrestling Tees.
We do. Drew's got his second Takashi Miike inspired one entitled entitled Paw Audition, based on the audition poster to go along with the Ichi the Killer that's already up there. Litterboxed, of course, in the mix, and another one coming up. Oh, probably should have been already if I had submitted the graphic, but I haven't. So I'll do that, and hey, by the time you hear this and add a day or two, then it might be up. But the Catitude era shirt should be up.
I've seen it. It's pretty sick.
It is pretty good. So that's all that.
I got one more piece of things for you to do.
Housekeeping?
One more piece of housekeeping.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget, Scott and I, we both wrestle. We like to wrestle. We're a team. If you live somewhere and you want to talk somebody into getting us on a show,
do it.
Hit them up. Get them to hit us up. I just wrestled my first match in Vancouver in 106 years.
Legitimately 7 years. Yeah, and it was and I was very similar. Last week I wrestled my first match in Vancouver in 7 years, and then 6 days later, with you, wrestled my second match in Vancouver.
And then
I have a third in a few weeks.
And we have our next match On
tomorrow, if you're listening to this live-ish.
We'll be in Tacoma, Washington, as SOS presents Overboard.
Good for you for remembering the show title.
Yep.
Now, is it a tribute to the Goldie Hawn movie?
Nope, it's the Anna Faris one.
Oh, I forgot they fucking remade
2018
Overboard
with her and
with
that
Anna
and
Faris.
that Mexican guy. Although I don't think he's Mexican, I think he's something else.
I think he was
Estuardo Vasquez.
I think he was Asian.
I think he was Asian. I can tell you what his goddamn name is right now. The only other movie I know he's in is How to Be a Latin Lover.
Nice. I was gonna try to remember the
Eugenio Derbez.
Of course, I was gonna call him the Latin Grammy guy who's not Bad Bunny, who is in "Marry Me."
He's a Mexican Jew.
Oh, best of both worlds.
Are you talking about Maluma?
Maluma.
Colombian superstar Maluma.
That's what I was searching for, was Maluma.
He's no Bad Bunny.
No. Is that good?
Or my personal favorite, J Balvin.
Yes. A name I've heard. Possibly in collaboration with Bad Bunny.
Or with Black Eyed Peas.
Black Eyed
Peas song. For the soundtrack to a, I'm going to say, very good movie, Bad Boys for Life.
Very good, you said.
That was sarcasm.
I see.
That movie deserves to die in a fire.
But still one of Will Smith's better outings.
Bad Boys 2, Bad Boys for Life. Right? What a...
People are so bad.
It's almost like they're retarded.
They're so bad at that. I mean, it's not even worth getting into. But the whole Now You See Me debacle. But other stuff like the upcoming Fast and the Furious is not Fast 10 your seatbelts. I mean, which is fucking right there.
Remember when Vin Diesel
the fifth Scream wasn't spelled 5 cream. Should have been.
5 cream.
I just missed opportunity after missed opportunity.
I like that Vin Diesel wanted his own spin-off Fast and the Furious movie until they were like, Vin, you're the star of the Fast and the Furious movies.
You don't need to spin it off.
You idiot.
If you're the star, you dumb bitch. Now stop fighting with Dwayne and do the movie.
Yeah.
Dwayne's better. Dwayne saved your dumb franchise.
Yes, he absolutely did. And then he got to be a black superhero, and no one really cared.
But it probably, I was going to say, like, nobody cared, but yeah, also it made $1 billion. It's weird how...
Can't have a gay kiss in it, though.
Of course not. But it's weird how both of those things can be true.
Correct.
Like, nobody gives a fuck about Black Adam, and it's the third most successful movie of all time.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
One thing I was going to mention to you off pod that I'll mention now, and then maybe we'll forget about it after we've recorded.
Off pod, on pod?
When I saw the movie on Sunday, I saw a trailer for the second Shazam movie. And you should see the trailer, because it looks like the biggest piece of garbage.
Oh.
It looks awful.
Fun.
Yeah.
People liked the first one.
I think the first one's okay.
I thought the first one was okay, but most people still liked it more than me.
Yeah. Well, because you're a big Chuck fan and you have a hard time seeing Zachary Levi.
I do have
as
trouble
anything other than Chuck.
Seeing Zachary Levi as anything other than Chuck, and I have trouble seeing the Asian guy from 13 Reasons Why as anything other than the Asian guy from 13 Reasons Why.
Yeah.
So I understand I have my own personal hangups.
Yeah. He's Chuck through and through.
That show did a lot of seasons, right?
14 seasons of Chuck.
And again, nobody.
Well, I remember when he got cast, and like so many people were like,
Chuck?
Who? He was on. I'm not going to pull the network.
Chuck. It doesn't quite feel like USA.
City
TV. I mean, I don't think it was Canadian.
Yeah, I don't know.
It wasn't network, right? It wasn't just like
I don't think it was network.
It doesn't feel like FX.
No. It was something.
Was it USA?
Chuck. How many fucking seasons of Chuck were there? Oh my god, there's so many.
I feel like there could have been 8.
There were. Oh, what?
It's still on. And it's in season 25.
It is currently on right now.
No. Fuck you.
It is 5 seasons, but 13,
each season had 100 episodes.
13 episodes, then give me season 2. 13 episodes, then 22 episodes.
Full order.
Then 24 episodes.
Yep.
Then 19 episodes. Then 13.
Started with a half, ended with a half.
And then 3 fulls.
3 fullies in between.
That's why it seems like so many.
Yeah.
Uh,
Network? It's gotta be...
HBO.
No. Stop
Stars.
it. You're just saying things.
Showtime. Skinamax.
Blow time.
Chuck was on. Okay, first of all, NBC.
It is NBC.
Do we
I'll be damned.
even know what Chuck was about? He was like a nerd who accidentally was a secret agent.
Stumbles into being a secret agent. Yeah. I also kind of confuse it with Good Luck Chuck starring Dane Cook.
Yep.
To me, they're the same thing.
What's that movie about?
He's bad luck?
Yeah. No, he has bad luck. But every woman that he sleeps with
dies,
then immediately finds the love of their life, the next person. And then he meets a girl he really likes, played by noted Hollywood superstar Jessica Alba. And he's afraid to sleep with her because if he sleeps with her, she's going to find the love of her life and it's not going to be Dane Cook. And also, Dane wouldn't be in love with her because she wasn't an adult. The child when they started dating.
Yeah.
I'm 50, my girlfriend's 24, and we've been together for 12 years. You think that's a joke? I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
It's not a joke. Chuck is an American action comedy spy drama. Lots going on there.
Okay.
Television series created by Josh Schwartz, obviously, and Chris Fedek.
Any relation to former friend of the show, Daniel?
Unclear. Chris Fedek, the only person involved in the making of the show.
Not Jewish.
One, not Jewish, and 2, without a Wikipedia entry. Did we know the opening theme song for Chuck was an edit of Short Skirt, Long Jacket?
No.
I didn't either.
The only other actor I can tell you who's in Chuck is Adam Baldwin. Of the non-Baldwin clan,
the Baldwins.
Of Firefly.
Yes. I feel like I know the name Chris Fedek. I feel like I've seen him in...
Oh, it's a pseudonym for Dick Wolf.
Of course, that was it. Prodigal Son, he's involved in.
You and my mom.
With my good friend, Michael Sheen. And
my mom loves that show, so I guess you're an old white lady.
I never claimed to be anything other. Yeah, that's the only thing. Did I watch a bunch of DC's Legends of Tomorrow?
Probably.
That seems like...
Filmed locally.
Filmed locally. Think globally, act locally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what did you do with the gun?
I
punched her.
I punched her? You punched her with the gun?
What did you do after you pulled the trigger and shot the bullet at her? What happened?
I shot her.
Can I watch WrestleMania now?
Poor fucking Brendan Dassey. And his murderer brother, Bobby Dassey.
Yes.
The darkest man in the world.
How do you let your phoebe of a brother sit in jail and rot away while you're out there knowing that you murdered a...
While you're out there searching probably on Bing, drowned...
Whoa. Do not throw official search engine of the podcast Bing under the bus. He is absolutely using Ask Jeeves.
Fine. While you're out there Ask Jeevesing, drowned WWE girls. All right, is that better?
Much better.
I like that we've verbed that. So, what else is going on?
What do you got in the news? Are we done talking about Chuck?
Yeah, I guess that was our Chuck
I've
chunk.
literally never seen an episode of it.
I have not either. But I think we have a good enough idea what it is. I guess it got canceled midway through, and there was I do kind of remember like a massive uprising to bring back Chuck, and it worked. I think it got canceled after 2 or 3 seasons, and then made it to 5 through the power of positive thinking. It won some Teen Choice Awards, some TV Guide Awards, and the 2009 Emmy for Outstanding Stunt Coordination.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It probably wasn't awarded during the telecast.
Although
it's probably one of those the morning before.
I legitimately think there should be an Academy Award for Best Stunt Direction, or at least stunt team or something. Yeah. Think about how many movies have incredible stunt performers and nobody even recognizes them.
Think how many people have died doing cool tricks for movies.
Think about how many people have died getting shot in the face by a gun that didn't need to be loaded.
With a real bullet.
With a real bullet.
On a movie set.
On a movie set. Or how many people got crushed by a train on train tracks that they thought were closed because they were trying to save a camera.
That's a tough one. That's worth my last Nitro Vanilla Pepsi.
Uh-oh. Wow.
Right? It's really fun. I am going to miss that.
That was really cool.
I love the crack.
That was the best sounding one, I think.
That was hey, best for last, baby.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me refresh on the instructions. Chill can, done. Pour hard. It doesn't actually tell you to open it. It goes from chill can to pour hard. Admire and enjoy. Well, I got you covered there, pal. This is probably good ASMR.
Mm-hmm.
Still going.
So you need the nitro to activate?
Yeah. It's like in Fast and the Furious. You gotta turn the NOS on.
There's a lot of head on that.
Yeah. And you suck it off, then you get to the Pepsi. Choked a little bit. Let's be the cards on the table. Choked a little bit.
First time for everything.
Yeah, normally I've been very good at suppressing my gag reflex. Anything else?
No more Chuck talk.
No more Chuck?
Chuck's done.
All right, it's your funeral. I don't know. We're recording 2 today, so
don't spoil it for them. Wait, does that mean we have to do a second?
Well, that's why I think we're good holding off on certain segments for a week.
Okay,
because people can
suck it.
Certainly, people can suck it. people can make their own fun.
What?
For a week?
I feel like they're here for the fun.
They're here for the fun? Well, then maybe we'll have to make some fun for them. I don't know. I feel like
Who's your?
You.
You apostrophe R.
Yes. I feel like your hockey news is worth talking. It's kind of it's interesting.
You're gonna say fun.
I was going to say fun.
It's kind of fun.
It's kind of fun. I think it's worth delving into a little bit of Drew's professional hockey corner.
It's not professional anymore because nobody's playing professional hockey.
It is really walked the line between minor league and professional.
And like amateur.
And presumably soon to be Russian.
Very possible.
Yeah. So
I like when you look it up and it gives you all of these articles, and the article from the azcentral.com, I guess the Arizona Central, the title of the article, not very good. Okay. I apologize to anyone who doesn't want to hear about professional or minor league hockey.
I mean, this
But
isn't...
the story's not about
I was going to
hockey.
say, this is not really about
So, I'm going
hockey.
to give you the fastest rundown of everything
Yeah.
building up to this event.
Give us the broad
in case
strokes.
you don't know.
Let's stroke abroad here.
Professional hockey is a game played on ice. It was invented in the late 1800s.
By James Naismith with a peach basket.
Anyway, okay, so every year there's an amateur draft. So each team is allocated one draft pick in every round for 7 rounds. They can draft players who are have their birth date fall within that year, the 17 years of age to 18 years of age within that time frame.
So you can get a fresh young one.
So the
You can get a fresh, barely legal amateur
barely legal amateur
every year.
So you're looking at, like, let's say that last year it was players born at the end of 2003 or 2004
So people born
before you.
before me, people born in 2003 or 4, years after 9/11, are getting professional hockey contracts
Yes.
now. This is what's happening in the world.
Yes.
I'm going to
There are
fill my pockets with rocks
there are 19-year-olds
and walk into the sea.
There are 19-year-olds that play in the NHL.
Yeah.
And get paid just under $1 million a year to play.
And they're born in the 2000s.
And they're born in the 2000s.
It's very upsetting to me
Yeah.
as a baby.
Their parents were in their 20s when 9/11 happened.
Their parents are potentially younger than some podcast hosts.
Correct.
Yes.
Both of us could have 19-year-olds at this moment.
You want to get one?
Not really. Wait, can we do whatever we want?
Well, I think if it's your 19-year-old, you can do whatever you like.
I like it.
Yeah.
Is this Alabama? What's the rules here?
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Anyways, each team is given one draft pick for 7 rounds. They get one per round of players that were born in that time frame from anywhere in the world as long as they're eligible. I mean, it is mostly Canada, United States, and the good parts of Europe, and then Russia.
Jamaica? Can we do a cool runnings?
There is one goaltender who is technically from Jamaica, but he's white and was born there to white parents and then moved back to Canada and grew up in Canada.
Fuck off.
But he was born in Kingston, and he doesn't live...
Was he born in Kingston, Ontario?
Born in Kingston, Jamaica, and
Okay.
he doesn't live in Kingston, Ontario, because...
Sounds like a miss.
Why would you?
Does he have white dreads?
He does... You know what? I've never seen a picture of him, so I don't know.
I'm going to pretend he does.
Well, you can.
I'm going to pretend...
Look him up. His name is Anson Thornton.
I don't like that name at all.
Well, one of those names sounds like he might be not white, but he is white.
Yeah. I'm going to pretend he's got a hole in the back of his goalie helmet for his white dreads.
That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Pretty sick.
And a hole in the back of his pants for a tail.
I was going to say something awful, but I'm not going to talk about it live on air. So, if I can stop getting interrupted to get through this quickly.
you... Now, feet to the fire. Pause to the... Beans to the fire.
Beans.
Did you or did you not very recently order several pairs of underwear with holes in the
They're
bottom?
not underwear.
Do they look just like underwear?
First of all, when that person at wrestling said costume, and I was like, you're dead to me.
Absolutely dead to me.
Fuck you, costumes. I put on my pretty little gear for you,
Yeah.
put on a little show, just a dance, this clown got fired, that's all. Anyways, so there was a player who was somewhat highly scouted that was probably going to go in the mid to late 2nd round or early 3rd round, which is still
Good.
high. The majority of players drafted in the first, let's say, 4 rounds get a good opportunity to make it if they develop. And
Yeah.
then the 5,
Like
6...
tits?
Yes.
Yeah.
5, 6, and 7 round are a lot less likely, but still happen. There are still players drafted in the 7th round that maybe people don't do enough scouting on, and then it turns out that they're superstars.
Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky. Not drafted.
Never drafted.
And never drafted. So
He was a walk-on.
he was a walk-on. The walk-on in the NHL. I mean, some notable names of like Pavel Datsyuk, Henrik Zetterberg, both were superstars for Detroit in the 2000s, and they were drafted in the 6th and 7th round.
Vladimir Khrushchev.
Vladimir Putin.
If
You ever seen him play? He was a first-round draft pick.
Crusher Khrushchev.
Nikita Koloff.
Nikita Koloff. Ivan Koloff.
Boris Zukov.
Yep.
Okay, that's enough.
Buck Zumhoff.
Okay, it was not enough. Now it's enough.
Now it's...
Look up Buck Zumhoff, and you're gonna, you know what? You're gonna like the way you look.
When we get to produce our episode of Vice's Dark Side of the Ring, you bet your ass it's going to be on Buck Zumhoff.
Absolutely. Anyway,
I don't think they're ever going to.
No, I think that's too
I think it's too dark. Too dark for Dark Side.
Yeah. They need a darker side of the ring.
Yeah.
Then it's just all stories about Buck Zumhoff and black wrestlers.
I was going to make the same joke.
Yeah. Anyways, okay.
Black side of the ring.
Black side of the ring. Anyways, so this kid whose name has been redacted, although his name is Mitchell Miller. He's
Mitchell Redacted Miller.
He's from Ohio. And
good state. One I've been to too many times.
So maybe in the second round, maybe in the third round, which means he's got an opportunity to develop and make the NHL. So this was in 2020. About a month before the draft, stories came out that when he was in, the original stories were when he was in middle school, which I guess is junior high in the United States.
I think like grade 6, 7, 8?
7. Well, he was in grade 8.
Okay.
So whatever 8 is.
Yeah.
Because like 9, 10, 11, 12 is high school.
Yeah. So this is junior high,
and
middle school,
in
whatever.
Canada, that's middle school.
I didn't have either. I had 1 to 7 and 8 to 12.
I had 1 to 6, and then 7 and 8 was middle school, and then 9 to 12 was high school. And I got called fag in most of those schools.
The only thing that was consistent.
So, a month out from the draft, these stories come out.
So, the timing of it being a month out from the draft. Now, this happened, by my count, years prior.
Yes.
And interesting that everyone waits.
He would have been 17 at the time.
Yeah. So like
this
4 years prior.
When he was young.
Interesting that it comes out 1 month before he's going to be professional hockey drafted.
True.
Convenient.
Very convenient. How dare he? So these reports come out that he had a developmentally disabled black classmate in Ohio who he verbally and physically abused in grade 8.
Okay.
So that was the story originally.
But then by grade 9, they were the best of friends?
Well, nothing more really came out right away. So the NHL sort of said, hey, maybe don't draft him because there's an investigation into this and we think it's in everyone's best interests to stay away from this. And the Arizona Coyotes said, hold my beer. And they...
Them Zona Coyotes.
And they drafted him in the third round.
Hell yeah.
And almost immediately, the entire hockey community lost their goddamn minds and just fucking shit all over the Coyotes, who Arizona is legitimately the worst franchise in the history.
I was going to say, they don't need any more piling on at this point.
They have constantly been in financial trouble.
They play in a gymnasium.
They have almost left Arizona several times because Arizona, they were in Glendale and then they were in the city of Phoenix, and none of those cities are willing to give them the money to build a brand new arena.
Yeah.
So currently they are playing at the ASU campus,
Steve's house,
which holds about 5,000 people, which is a third of what every other building
I was
going to
say, which leads to the fun stat of them having the most sellouts in the NHL, but also being the least profitable team in the NHL. They
will have the highest amount of sellouts for the next 3 years, because that's when they're there.
And they are near bankruptcy.
Their profit numbers will be the lowest in the league.
Yeah.
Because even though they
That's
sell
fun.
out every single seat, every single game, they are doing a third of the amount of business. Well, less than a third.
Yeah.
Because they've blocked off 400 seats specifically for ASU students at $25 a piece.
Solid.
Whereas no other team in the league, other than maybe like Florida, does cheap seats like that. Because nobody goes to games in Florida because it's all old Jewish people and they're afraid of ice.
True.
So
it's a very dry cold.
So we interviewed 100 old Jewish people. Top 5 things they hate about Florida. We didn't want to go with their first response, the Cubans. So we went with the heat. So everybody lost their shit, and Arizona decided, okay, we made a bad decision. We're gonna let him go.
We shouldn't have.
We're gonna denounce his rights, and we're not gonna keep him. He's done. He got offered a scholarship to play hockey at the University of North Dakota, but again, Fargo. Yeah, I guess. I don't know where the university.
It might actually be in Fargo. I'm not sure. I mean, there's only so many cities in North Dakota.
Yeah, there's Fargo, and then there's a second one.
Bismarck.
Oh yeah, Bismarcky, North Dakota.
And that's it. R.I.P. We lost him.
We lost him.
Speaking of developmentally disabled black people.
Yes, that is true. Okay, so after getting accepted into the University of North Dakota, the exact same thing happened. They were like, "How the fuck can you do this?" And they're like, "Well, he was a good student, so he can go to the school."
He was a good student when he wasn't doing hate crimes.
Yeah, when he wasn't saying the N-word or calling somebody retarded, he was an excellent student and an excellent hockey player.
Yeah, a real student athlete.
The team decided he was not allowed. He was not going to be allowed to play on the team. He can still attend the university. He can get a degree in whatever, like probably communications.
Obviously,
and,
still on scholarship. Because that's not a bad deal.
I'm not sure what the whole details were. And he essentially decided he didn't want to do it. Yeah. So he signed to play in what is like a developmentally disabled league.
So he'd have his pick of the litter.
Exactly. He's the only one there who's not mentally challenged, so he can just pick on everyone. Yeah. Like a developmental league for junior players in the United States so that he could continue to develop his skills and blah, blah. He played there for 1 year, and then that was it. And then during the course of this being drafted, being signed to the University of North Dakota, the kid's mom, she, there was court filings against him for physical and mental duress and abuse, and he had to appear in court. And more details came out about him and his friends, like rubbing candy on and stuff on the inside of the urinals, and then giving it to him and tricking him into eating it. That they're calling him the N-word and just like
mean,
hitting him.
But at the end of the day, still candy.
Yeah. He had to have AIDS and STD and like all those tests done to make sure he didn't have it. Huh. Which is kind of a very big inconvenience for someone.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So he plays in this U.S. Developmental League. He was playing in Lincoln, Nebraska, so nobody's really paying attention. There was nothing about him. Nobody had said anything about him. He was off the radar until 4 days ago when the Boston Bruins decided...
Gotta have him.
Want it, need it, gotta have it.
Yeah.
So give me
the big one at Cold Stone.
They signed to a contract, and their response to it was that we are wanting to be a part of his development and re-education and help him support him in correcting his past mistakes. And of course, as you can probably guess, the hockey community lost their goddamn minds. And
why? Did they need him that bad? Was it worth the trouble?
As a player, he's got pretty good abilities. But if you're looking at the pool, if you can only draft players who are 17 or 18, or there's a few exceptions at 19 depending on their birth year and where they play and stuff. Yeah. But So you can only draft players but anybody who is 19 years, 20, 21, you can sign any of them for free. You don't have to draft them. You don't have to, you can just go to a university, like some of the bigger hockey universities in the United States, a player who's 19 or 20 that has just as good abilities, skills, and didn't call their classmate the N-word every day for their entire life. And you're going to be able to develop them the exact same.
Yeah.
So the fact that they everything about what happened was public knowledge.
Yeah.
You can go, there are court records, you can Google it, and you're going to find all the information.
What else can we do?
You can Bing it.
Okay.
You can ask Jeeves it.
Excellent.
So the kid's mom made a formal statement that said, this kid physically, verbally abused my son. He ruined his entire education, his entire schooling system, life by doing all of this. And Boston's response was, "We thought it was an isolated incident, that it only happened once in grade 8.
We didn't look at anything.
We literally didn't see anything." So the NHL kind of said, first of all, you didn't consult with us before you considered signing this kid. Mm-hmm. Now, the only other side of this argument that I've seen is that
Boston thinks it's funny.
Well, first of all, if he's going to sign anywhere, it's Boston.
It's got to be Boston.
Boston's the only place where Mookie Betts can make a World Series game-saving, over-the-fence fly ball catch to win the Red Sox the World Series, and the Boston Red Sox fans are yelling the N-word at
home
him.
team
The team
is yelling slurs at him.
Wearing his jersey,
Yes,
and calling him the N-word.
Yes.
So, of course, it's going to fit.
Which you almost, at that point, have to begrudgingly respect that level of racism.
That is quite some racism.
Southie.
You and I would fit in quite well in Boston.
We're going to Southie.
We're going to Southie. So the argument on the other side of this is that Boston clearly signed him. Like, there was obviously interest from other teams. Like, it's not like nobody was talking about him and then Boston was like, "Hey, let's sign that racist kid that nobody wanted 2 years ago."
Yeah.
Like, there obviously was other people poking around. Like, he put up in like very good numbers for a 19-year-old in this American Development League, right? Mm. So they decided that. Well, they decided after pretty much being told they had to not sign him to denounce the signing. Like, they're like, "Okay, like, we're terminating it. We're not signing him."
Well, denounce the signing, but we're not denouncing his actions.
Correct. We still fully support his actions, but we don't want him as a player.
We are, at the end of the day, Boston.
The commissioner of the NHL, who is like pretty widely hated by everyone in hockey, Gary Bettman, he like came out and made a formal statement saying like, the NHLPA and the NHL will not clear him to play in the NHL. He will never, as of right now, he will never be able to make it up. If he wants to play in the secondary division, which is the American Hockey League, that's their commissioner's problem, not mine, but he's not playing in the NHL. P.S. The American Hockey League commissioner was completely silent.
Nice.
He's probably from Southie. So they denounce him, and then the kid who actually the developmentally disabled kid who was being abused,
the victim, finally
came out and said something himself. So he shared the fact that, should I just read the tweet?
Sure.
Yeah. So the entire time that anything had been said, it had been from this kid's mother. Like, she was the one that was just letting the media know all of the things that happened.
Yeah.
But this was the first actual statement by, his name is Isaiah Myers Crothers. So in the media,
any relation to Scatman?
Well, he doesn't know. I shouldn't say that because then I'm the bad guy. The way that
you'll never play in the NHL.
The way that the media portrayed him, or like when the story first broke, it seemed like he was like very developmentally disabled. Like, he was very handicapped.
Yeah, it was played like, and like you would assume Down syndrome or something.
Or something, right?
Yeah.
Like, but I think it's just that he's got a learning disability. I think is more of the actual, because
he's just dyslexic or something, or medically dumb.
Yeah, medically a mush brain. So his statement is, I would like to make a statement. I've been bullied since I was in first grade. There were not many black kids at my school. I was called Brownie and beep. Kids said my black mom and dad didn't love me. That's why I had white parents. Mitchell, they're referring to Mitchell Miller, the player. Redacted. Used to ask me to sit with him on the bus. Then he and his friends would punch me in the back of the head. This happened my whole time at school.
Now, I'm not a victim blamer.
Okay.
But after one time of being asked to sit down on a seat on the bus where I was repeatedly punched in the back of the head, I would perhaps not take up that offer the second time.
I think the sort of vague understanding of it is that he thought it was just sort of like boys being boys.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I'm sure. And
bros punch each other all the time. Ha ha ha. Like, you just want to fit in.
Yeah. And like, I'm joking. These kids are fucking awful.
I know. Yeah. So when I went to junior high, Mitchell would spit in my face and call me an N-word. I stopped telling because...
Sounds like tough love to me.
Because they called me a snitch and I would get made fun of. I had to say that I was his N-word to sit at his table, and he would make me clean the whole table. He threw food in my face. I was called beep every day. The office would tell me to stay away from him because he wasn't my friend. Once he got expelled from school, his friends started bullying me. He pretended to be my friend and made me do things that I did not want to do. In junior high, I got beat up by him. Everyone thought he was so cool, but I didn't see how someone can be cool when you pick on someone and bully someone your entire life. In the middle of October, I was being texted constantly every day until I answered a Snapchat and an Instagram message from Mitchell Miller. He asked me why I always have my parents do stuff for me and why I can't speak for myself. I told him I don't care what my parents say. I'm old enough to speak for myself. He told me he was sorry and that his apology didn't involve hockey. He told me he was doing stuff in the community and helping the youth and wanted to be my friend. I told him, that's all cool, but where is the proof? He didn't have an answer and no proof. All the lies I've been told from him for so many years, I don't believe what Mitchell told me. He kept asking me to be his friend and that he had changed over the years from what he did. I told him, I'm not going to be your friend after all you did to me. I am now getting messages on social media from people calling me a slow, retarded ass clown and you stupid beep and saying that I need help. Mitchell isn't my friend. It hurts my heart what he did to me, so I just wanted to tell everyone, when Mitchell says we're friends, it isn't true. I can't take much more of this. So, yeah. So now after all of that...
This probably isn't the correct takeaway, but I like that ass clown is still in the mix.
Chris Jericho made it famous in 2003, and here we are.
Stood the test of time.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
So, I mean, the problem with it, Boston, like, he's not going... He was originally going to play this year for Boston's farm team in Providence, Rhode Island. But...
Lovely city.
Since then...
It's like... Providence is like Boston, but less racist.
Well, then I don't want to go there.
No, it's no fun.
If I have the choice between Providence and Boston, I'm choosing Boston.
There is nary an old Vietnamese man you can hate crime in Providence.
And barely get a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
So because it was a legally signed contract between the player and the team, they cannot terminate the contract, which sounds stupid to me. That you can't make an exception for someone who is as vile as this person. Like, you can release players from their contracts all the time for, like, you know, it literally happens every season. A player comes over from Europe. Yeah. They play 15 games here. They don't like living in North America. They don't speak English, or they're having a hard time adjusting. They ask for their release, and then they go back and play wherever they came from. But, like, why all of a sudden this kid...
Just ironclad.
Never going to be able to play in the NHL. Even if he went to the American Hockey League and he was putting up 100-point seasons, he would never be allowed to play in the NHL. The maximum he's allowed to make is, like, $950K. And you're like, nope, Even though everybody says he's a awful human being, we have to honor this contract. So
they're calling him the racist Wayne Gretzky.
As of right now, he's going to get paid, I think it's like $500,000
to not play.
To not play. So he's still going to get paid for getting canceled.
The dream. The dream.
So
we should all be so lucky.
I think the only way that something positive comes out of this is if he really honestly has changed.
Which he probably hasn't.
I 100% do not think he has. I think he realizes that his hockey dreams are fading, and he's trying everything desperately that he can to do it, right? If he takes all of that money and he donates every single cent of it to something, whether that's like education programs or black college funds or something. I was
trying to land on a landowner organization, but
the NAACP.
Yeah, but like the NRAACP, like specific
gotcha.
to the kid he was bullying, but they all sounded too bad. So I couldn't do any of them.
Yeah, and even doing that, I don't think would get him back in.
No,
but that at least would prove that maybe he was truthful about trying to change,
making an effort.
Now, luckily for him personally, Russia don't give a fuck.
Luckily, Russia exists.
Luckily, Russia has the second biggest league in the world.
Yeah,
they don't give a fuck what you do as long as you're not gay.
They'd almost prefer you did do what he did.
Oh, that's
going to get him a bonus.
You know, like anyone who's ever seen hockey or gone to hockey, when players score 3 goals, it's called a hat trick.
Yes.
And fans will throw their hats on the ice to celebrate 3 goals in a game, which is common but not super common.
Yeah.
In Russia, whenever a black player's on the team, they throw bananas on the ice.
It's a real thing that happens.
And like the black players don't like it, but in Russia you don't pay taxes. So if you sign a $2 million contract,
you get $2 million.
$2 million.
Yeah.
So a lot of them put up with it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, you know, if you're going to do that, then you're never allowed to say anything ever again. Like if you are a ethnic minority player, you go to Russia, you get $2 million per season, and people are throwing bananas on the ice,
severe racism,
and you stay there and play, you are never allowed to say anything ever again.
I mean, you have a price, and who among us doesn't?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will gladly have people throw bananas at me because I don't really like eating bananas. I like banana flavored things.
Opposite.
And I like sliced bananas on my waffles, pancakes, or French toast, but I don't like eating bananas.
I'm happy to eat banana, not too ripe, but a properly unripe banana, sure. But banana flavored things, not a fan.
What about banana bread?
No.
I don't understand that. I like banana bread. Banana muffins.
What if I loved banana muffins and hated banana bread?
Well, that's a different consistency.
Not very.
Muffins are a little bit firmer. They're not as moist.
Still no.
Okay.
I'm out.
Well, I had a banana chocolate chip muffin for lunch today at work. So
get out of here.
I'm full of bananas right now.
Just potassium coursing through your veins.
That's why I'm so full of piss and vinegar to talk about bad guys in hockey.
And before, it was just vinegar.
Yep. Anyways, I hope you enjoy your professional hockey career in Russia, where you'll probably make $50 million more than you would in the United States.
6 trillion rubles.
Yeah, the richest player in Russian hockey, who's legally not like it would. I would almost honestly expect a Russian team to sign him specifically because
I agree.
He's not allowed to play in the United States.
Yeah, hopefully it's the team with the cool wolf mascot. Or the real tiger. The 2 coolest teams in Russia.
Or the Chinese team that can't afford to pay their players.
Yes. The Chinese team that works on the honor system.
And had been playing in Moscow because they couldn't get fans to their games in China.
Yeah. China's very picky about what they'll go to see.
Correct.
Like, nobody can make wrestling work there.
Nope.
And
But they will go to public hangings.
Certainly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's entertainment.
That is entertainment.
That's inarguable.
I mean, Shima tried it, and it didn't work.
OWE. Oriental Wrestling Enterprises?
Sure.
I think.
Sure.
I can say it because that was the name.
I don't know why they don't like it.
I don't know.
There's like 3 billion of them. You figured like...
You think a few.
Yeah, you'd figure you'd get a couple thou, but
Yeah.
I guess not.
Yeah, it's weird. They like what they like.
Which is not bathing.
Wet markets.
Wet markets. We saw a wet market,
We did see a wet market.
which was very strange.
We're like, huh. So I guess we just learned nothing from the pandemic. Just nothing. Yeah, I guess we could talk about the previously mentioned first, your first, my second wrestling match in Vancouver in 100 years.
Yep.
It took place at the Rickshaw Theater, which is a cool venue, but not so cool a neighborhood.
It is deep in the worst part of Vancouver.
Yeah, the worst corner, the worst intersection in Canada is Hastings and Main in Vancouver. The Rickshaw is located on Hastings between Main and Gore. It is 1/2 block from the worst intersection in our 5,000 kilometer long country, and also tall.
And also tall. Just as tall as it is wide. We're
Yeah.
a chunk. We're a chunky country.
It is a deceptively chodish country.
Yeah. Well, you got all those fucking islands up there that are all ours.
Yeah. So the show was doors at 8, show at 9. Our call time was 2.
Yeah.
So
Okay, number one. If you are running a professional wrestling show, do not start at 9 p.m.
no,
That is the worst.
that's too late.
For the wrestlers, for the fans, for everybody involved.
Yeah, because there was a bunch of us talking like it should be illegal to put wrestlers who are pushing 40.
Well, I believe it was said over 40 by one of our friends who's 40.
It was 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Wrestlers who are over 40 on after intermission on shows this late.
I think he just said after 9 p.m.
Oh,
I think
so not even on, so he didn't want to be on the show.
This
period.
is friend of us, not friend of the show, one Tony Baroni. Oh boy. As Scott literally collapses.
I stood up at a very awkward angle to get a Kleenex.
Your feet were not ready to be planted. It was a friend of us, not friend of the podcast, one Tony Baroni.
I'd make him a friend of the podcast.
I don't think he would like it.
I think
he wasn't on it. He wasn't on one.
he wasn't, but I don't think he'd turn it down.
We coulda, woulda, shoulda.
I think he'd like it.
We've had a lot of people on the show.
Sure.
We don't have guests anymore because nobody can really fill the void left by Chris Goodwin.
Whoever could.
Chris said one thing that was the greatest thing we've ever heard, and now no one else is allowed here.
Untouchable.
Yeah, the venue's really cool, except for it is designed for concerts and like comedy and performances.
Yeah.
So the upper bowl or the balcony looks directly at the stage.
Yeah, but the ring
is on the
goes
floor,
in front of the stage on the floor.
which upstairs you cannot see.
Unless you are in the front row of the balcony,
Yes.
you can't see the ring.
So the event was sold out.
Yeah.
The downstairs seating area holds 180,
Something like that.
185.
Yeah, sure.
So once that was full, people were going upstairs, which I originally had thought, oh, sick, this is for the boys. Like, everybody will be downstairs.
We can
just hang out up here.
there.
We can see the show. There was one match I wanted to see, but I was sitting there, and then just like fans started walking in, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't for us."
Yeah.
But eventually, yeah, like everybody got up. They had to stand right at the front.
They all had to stand at the edge of the balcony.
So there was 2 rows of people standing right at the balcony, and then nobody sitting down because they can't see.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like I thought they were going to put it on the screens.
Yeah.
Because there was multiple projection
Yeah,
screens, and I figured that they would be on one of them.
No.
But like, no, it wasn't.
It's just graphics and stuff.
Yeah. Which I will say, presentation of the show, Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, production value, presentation was excellent.
Yep.
Just if you didn't get a good seat, then you didn't get to see the wrestling.
Correct.
Yeah. I saw a little bit, but I had to stand like on the armrest of a chair and just sort of like hoist my upper body up enough to see.
And tippy-toe your way up.
Tippy-toe my way up, yeah. So, bad area. Also, when we got there at 2 p.m., it was Tropical Storm Judith.
Yeah. And also, I had to find somewhere to park for like 10 hours.
Yeah. Which anybody unfamiliar with Vancouver, parking is a major issue.
Yeah. That's
You're either paying like $25 to park in a parkade that
will probably close before the show gets out.
Or like street parking is a lot of like with permit only, or like maximum 2-3 hours.
Yeah, so I'd have to like keep like either re-upping, or sometimes it won't even let you re-up by phone. Sometimes you literally have to move your car if you don't want to be parked illegally.
Yeah.
So that was a whole thing. Eventually, like kind of 6 blocks away, I found some like one spot in a like a legal residential zone
across from a school, which neither one of us was allowed to be near. But we
hustled out of there.
And it's not like one of us took a risk of being a sex offender later on.
That's true. You definitely didn't pee at the school as we were leaving. I'm like, if anyone sees you, you'll have to go around to your apartment and
tell everyone. I'm RSO L. What's the
MTF?
No, not MTF. Yeah, Mandatory.
Yeah.
No, it's a registered sex offender.
Yeah.
High risk to reoffend.
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna pee at another school.
Yeah.
And fuck a kid.
Oh. I'm gonna whip my dick out at a child.
Yeah.
Like it's not even a question of if, it's when.
Yeah. I don't know much, but I know this.
Yeah. I'm a real Taz.
Yeah. So, and then on our walk there, we passed a wet market. I'm like, still doing these, huh?
What's up? Pangolin.
I seen one. I seen a pangolin. Also, was it the wet market or just a different? Because it's part of the area is sort of Chinatowny. Was it the wet market or just a different place that literally had the SS logo on it?
It was the meat butcher thing. But yeah, it had straight up just
literally
the SS logo on it, which I don't know what it's supposed to be.
I don't know.
Like, it doesn't look Chinese.
Nope. Doesn't.
It doesn't fit. It was just like they took over a place and they just didn't paint over the SS.
They took over a Nazi meeting hall.
Yeah. Or what was it? Taiga? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Was that the one that was the Nazi?
No. Yes. Yeah, I think Taiga.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was fun. The reason our call time was so early was we had to go in for makeup.
These shows are very gimmicky.
Yeah. Each show is some kind of gimmick. This one was 4 days after Halloween, so of course it was Halloween. Normally, you think if he was doing a Halloween show, you'd do it like the Friday before the Halloween Monday and not after, because everyone's sort of done after the 31st. But this deterred no one.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, every match was some kind of like horror gimmick. And ours was zombies, so they brought in an actual like professional makeup guy to zombie up the 6 people.
I don't know how
professional-ish.
I think
he's done it before.
I think he had a basic understanding.
Yeah,
but I also feel like a lot of it was just like
Winging it.
abstract painting. Like,
Yeah,
just like,
that's true.
oh, yeah, that worked. I'll do it again.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because, like, it looked okay, but, like,
Yeah.
I was expecting it to look a lot better than it did.
Yeah, me too.
But, like, at least he understood how to use, like, the latex stuff.
Yes.
And make the blood look realistic.
Yeah.
But the actual face paint itself, I was
okay.
kind of like, this is kind of amateur. Like,
Yeah,
it's
like we could have basically done it ourselves.
absolutely. Yeah. If I had the patience and the effort, I could have done the same thing he did, but I wouldn't have known how to do like they properly do the latex
stuff, yeah,
and stuff. Like, I thought Rook looked really good. I thought the zombie makeup he put on Rook made him look like quite zombie like, and then the other three were just sort of like not even really zombies.
Not so much.
Like, Drew just had his face painted.
Yeah,
that was it. And the other two just had like little bits.
Yeah, the others were minor. And
not to, because like I'm very grateful to be on the show. I'm very grateful to wrestle in Vancouver. I think the promoter is a very nice guy, and I'm very happy that he had us there. We weren't given the chance to say I don't want to paint my face like a zombie.
No, that was not on the table.
If I was given the choice, I would have said no. Can I not?
Yeah, but what if we don't?
Yeah, like, because it's not like, I mean, it's not so much about having to be a zombie. Yeah. It's about just like, can I just wrestle? Like, I don't really want to do
this gimmicky stuff.
And be there 4 hours earlier than everyone else just to be
we were there a while.
We were like the first like wrestlers there. Yeah. I think. Maybe like one or two other guys.
Us and Evan.
But like everybody else was there way later than us. So
including people in our match. Got there like...
We had to drive up from Washington State, but...
Yeah, got there like 4 or 5 hours after we got there.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I only saw a tiny bit of the show.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot.
The locker room was upstairs and was not big enough for everyone.
It's not big enough for a show full of wrestlers. Yeah. It's good for a person or a band.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for maybe like the first 3 matches on the show if they're all singles matches.
Sure.
You could fit 6 people in there getting dressed and planning their matches.
Yeah, that's fine.
But when there's like a 12-person battle royal
and 8 other matches
and a 3-team tag team match and then just a bunch of other like singles matches and stuff. It's too many people to cram into one space.
Yeah, so we were like spilling out into the hallway from the green room.
Or like I didn't even get dressed until intermission because there was no space for me to get in there and plan it out. So not every we got spoiled a little bit too much with other venues. Like we've had other places where it's like the best locker room, or like SOS has the outdoor upper, like the sun deck sort of, or like balcony that is private, and that's awesome. It's great. Maybe not in the winter.
It's going to be interesting in these winter shows.
Yeah, but like in the summer, it was awesome.
Beautiful, yeah.
Like we are outside. There's so much space. There's chairs. So
what?
Great. Yeah, no, like I was saying, like there's chairs. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. So yeah, when we had the makeup done, we because he wasn't really given any like prior information, so we're like, we're cats.
Yeah, we are just people.
Yeah, so you got to do zombie cats if you're doing anything, because we're not like going out there with like fur and tails and that, but not, and our face is painted, but we're not kitty faces, because that would be ridiculous. So we informed him on that, and so he did that, and he did me first, and I showed him like a tiger reference, and then I saw him starting, and we had already said prior, like, I'm Tiger, he's Snow Leopard. And as he finished a part on me and I was moving on to Drew, I saw him coming at Drew with the orange sponge. I'm like, no. Only me, not him. And so we caught it in time, and it was fine. So
why does nobody know what a snow leopard is?
Nobody knows what a snow leopard is.
Dumb bitches you hire to make gear, face painters.
Yep.
Mexicans.
Stuff out there.
Nobody knows.
It's tough. And like, it's right in the name.
It's right in the name.
Snow.
Snow means beige, apparently.
Classic beige
Classic
snow.
beige snow.
Yeah.
I guess if you mix it with blood.
Yeah, exactly.
So the promoter guy was also very adamant about certain spots and ideas.
He's a real ideas guy.
He's a real ideas guy who's full-blown ADHD.
Yeah.
But again, super nice.
I was going to say,
I'm very grateful for the opportunity to wrestle in Vancouver.
I had never met him before. I had talked to again our boy Tony Baroni the show before. And he was describing him to me. He's like, he's a super nice guy. He's out of his mind.
Out of his mind. Out of his goddamn mind. He definitely pitched us some stuff early on that he wanted us to do. And then completely forgot that he had pitched them to us.
Yeah,
so
and then pitched new stuff,
pitched new ideas.
Yeah.
And then he overheard us planning stuff and told us we were doing too much.
Yeah,
we had to cut a bunch of it.
He said cut half, right?
Half.
Yeah, which is a lot to cut.
So we just sort of like kind of rebooked things
because like for a ladder match with 6 people, 8 to 10 minutes goes by really, really fast.
Yeah.
That is a short time frame to do that. That's like everyone gets to do maybe 2 things.
I've been in several ladder matches. You've been in a couple.
Yeah.
In like, I don't always want the ladder match to be exclusively
all
ladder.
About the ladder.
Doing
yeah.
ladder spots. And I will say, I learned that from former friend of the show, Daniel McCabe,
yep.
who very first ladder match I ever had, and he said, no, like, let's have a match that the ladder is a part of.
Yeah.
Not a match
about
all
the ladder. Yeah.
But we, unfortunately, had to make this match all about ladder.
Yeah.
Because we had to get it in, and we had
but because it's so short, there's no time to build half of it to ladder stuff. Otherwise, you're doing one thing with the ladder at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of annoying. But it also didn't help that you and I, Sex, planned out almost the entire match. Then when everybody else got there and we were like talking it through, nobody seemed to like be into it or understand it or like. And then when he said we got to cut a bunch of it, I just kind of threw hands up and was like, "Fine,
all right,
let's just do." Like,
think of a couple things and we'll do those.
Care. Like, I actively don't feel like I did anything. I feel like I did 2 spots and that was it.
I do too, but I think it's not like we did way less than anyone else. I think, because I would say Rook and Pitfall did less than us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, it was short and not a ton was done.
Yeah.
But I feel
like I did 2 moves.
But I feel like you got some shine
Oh,
time.
yeah, no, like, I'm not saying like that I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But it's just like, in a match like that, I would like to have done a little bit more. Like, actual,
sure. I would have liked to do everything we planned in the first place, but that would have been at least 15 minutes.
Because like getting just getting whipped into the ladder or whatever, getting hit with the ladder, like that's doing stuff. But like, I don't know. I would like to do moves or do a sequence or do something else.
Not a lot of moves.
It was just like ladder stuff.
Did I do 1 move?
You did 1 move.
I guess I did 2. I did 1 in like the 10-8 sequence and the Tiger Driver on the ladder. Yeah. So I did 2 moves.
I did the choke slam and I did the jumping off the ropes and Rook kneeing me in the testicles and then fake blood.
Yeah.
And intestines.
Yeah.
I don't think he listens to the podcast. Rook, I like you, but god damn it, every time I wrestle you, something happens. Something fucking happens. My testicles. Actually, I guess Drew got me last time, where he caned me right in the penis.
That's right. Rook and Pitfall hate your balls.
They hate my balls.
Yeah.
They don't.
You know who loves your balls? Manscaped.com. Use promo code CATS20.
So I think it went well. Like we didn't really blow anything. I don't know that.
No, I think it went as planned.
I don't think everything was as smooth as we planned. Like Jackie's wheelbarrow landing crotch first on the ladder.
Didn't crotch.
Didn't crotch. It was like knee.
Yeah.
And then us fighting over the ladder for him to get hit in the face. He didn't time it properly. So
I didn't see that.
I was supposed to hold it. He was supposed to pull it into himself, and he immediately went to try and hit me, and then I had to say pull it.
Pull it. So you get hit. You have to go
But he
down.
didn't even get hit. He just pulled it towards himself.
And then went down?
Then I had to punch him through the ladder and pull him through the ladder.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that didn't look great. But I mean, Evan can still do his dive. And that's
the dive it set up looked good, I think.
And
so.
the dive got a huge pop.
Yeah.
So, which is, I guess, what you want.
Yeah.
So.
And yeah, I think everything we designed to get a pop did. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the match was successful. Yeah, like it's not my favorite match of all time.
No, and it was a little shorter than I would have liked for my first match back in Vancouver, but
yeah,
especially because I had I don't know 14 people,
a bunch of people there. Yeah, but I didn't. The Boom promoter messaged me. I don't know. I guess he must have been at the show.
Oh,
because it didn't stream anywhere. I don't think.
No.
And said he liked our match. So
nice.
Yeah,
that's good.
So it was nice.
Even though he doesn't like tag matches.
Even though he doesn't like tag match. Well, I think he likes tag match. I don't think he likes paying for tag matches.
Yeah. And then like one very minor funny thing was during the pre-show meeting, and the guy was introducing like everybody, what the plan was, blah, blah, blah. And he said, and like the guy who's going to be in charge of like filming everything and getting all the good angles and all the videos and stuff for the show is this guy. And he said the guy's name, and I was like, wait a minute.
I know that guy.
So I used to teach film. I taught film for 4.5 years. And the person whose name he said was legitimately one of the worst students I've ever had. like the guy, he's great, he's really funny, he's really nice, but he dropped out halfway through to go join the acting program, and he never actually finished. And so I was like, man, I hope he got really good in the last 4 years, because he was awful when he was there. And then the thing that I realized afterwards, I never even went and talked to him.
No.
Like, I was too busy doing other shit that I never went over and talked to him. And so like, hey man, I hope you don't suck at filming.
I hope you're better now.
I hope you're good at this.
Yeah, that was very funny when you told me that. And you told me like right as the meeting was ending, and then I just got the giggles, and I'm like, I hope this guy doesn't see me giggling about him. But I guess he wouldn't know unless he recognized you quickly.
I think he did recognize me, but then he was busy doing stuff.
I know, yeah, everyone had lots to do.
Yeah, because we had to, I don't know, rebook our match, kind of. So
yeah, we had to, cut it in half.
Yeah. And I'm very disappointed that I wrestled a tiny guy and I couldn't do the one thing I can only do to
that was
tiny guys and Kelly.
That was part of the half that got cut.
The Scorpion. It's one of my favorite moves, and I can only do it to little guys and Mr. Kelly Lillian Summers.
Yeah, and it's funny because we
will never wrestle again.
We've now wrestled the little guy in question, Jackie Lee, who's just an absolute sweetheart and must be protected at all costs.
Yeah, except for he'll do everything he can.
Well, I mean, he must be protected because he refuses to protect himself. Yes. He has a death wish.
Yes, he does.
So we all have to protect him.
He wanted us. He wanted to lay flat on the ladder.
Yeah.
And Scott and I would grab the ladder from the mat, lift it up to our heads, and just throw him and the ladder,
just dump them
over the top rope
to the
floor.
Yeah.
And we're like, no,
that's going to be messy.
You're going to die.
You're going to get hurt.
It's a cement floor.
Yeah, and even if the people outside catch you okay, then there's a ladder falling on top of you.
Like, you're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
But he didn't care. But then we couldn't do it because the logistically was awful.
Yeah, there was no like nice way to lift the ladder to get the positioning that we needed.
Because even though he's like less than 100 pounds, it's still a like 10-foot ladder, like 8-foot ladder with a 100-pound little Chinese boy on it.
Yeah.
That we have to go from flat on the ground to almost like a press.
Yeah.
To get it just logistically didn't work.
It was tough.
With two bigger, beefier, muscly men, sure, but for us fragile little kitties,
little waifs,
then not so much.
Yeah. But it's funny because we've been in a match with him twice now fairly recently, and his it wasn't in this one, but his regular tag partner is also pretty small, and we can do and we would love to just do like a big full regular tag match with him and do all kinds of cool things, but so far it's been a 6-person ladder match and a 4-team elimination, where we had minimal interaction, and as we were like saying goodbye, we're like, hey, maybe one day we'll just get to do like a a regular tag match with each other and do stuff, and he's like, nah, it's never gonna happen.
Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen.
Yeah, you're probably right, but it's a lovely dream. So one day, Jackie, you're a good boy, and we'll try to protect you because you refuse to protect yourself.
Yeah.
Why do you hate yourself, Jackie?
Why do you do this to yourself?
Why do you do it? But no, he's good fun, and he ended up winning the match, and good for him, climbing atop his partner's shoulders.
Yes.
And even though his regular tag team partner was on the show, this promoter had him tagging with a different guy for reasons unexplained, besides being crazy, I guess. But yeah, it was fun, and I'll tell you what was fun was driving home from a show and getting there in 15 minutes.
Pretty great.
Instead of 3 hours across an international border.
3 hours plus sometimes.
Yeah. So that part is cool.
Yes, that is cool. The downside is not getting Taco Bell on the way home.
True.
But that can be Friday.
It can be Friday.
If we so please.
Hey, World's Our Oyster on Friday.
Yes, it is.
After you get those pairs of underwear with the hole in the butt.
Yeah, with the crotch cut.
And I didn't know that part, but that also tracks.
Yeah. Tail hole and bulge hole.
All the important holes. What do you think about sextuplets?
It wasn't as stupid. Like, okay, let me preface this by saying
I understand exactly what you're saying.
It wasn't good, but
No.
it wasn't as stupid as I thought it would be.
No.
It was trying a little bit too hard to be like a feel good comedy. Like, I was expecting it to be like a Nutty Professor Meet the Clumps.
Yeah, I wonder if Naked is the same, or if it is the stupid movie we should have watched.
Only one way to find out.
Also watch Naked by Michael Titties starring Marlon Wayans.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the synopsis of Naked? Nervous about finally getting married, a guy is forced to relive the same nerve-wracking hours over and over again until he gets things right on his wedding day. So it's a Groundhog Day?
I guess so.
But his dick's out?
Dick's out.
That, as I say it out loud, is very funny.
It sounds funny.
It's Groundhog Day, but his dick's out.
His big, meaty black cock is out.
Stars Oscars host Regina Hall.
Cool.
And President Dennis Haysbert.
Sick. And Brian McKnight.
Ooh.
As Brian McKnight.
As himself.
There's no way he's not the guy singing at the wedding, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he has to be.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's Naked, not Sextuplets.
Not Sextuplets.
Michael Titties' most recent
his masterpiece.
affair. Yeah, I guess he's I think he's quit Hollywood now. He's like, I did it.
I did it.
I
got
made
the movie I wanted made.
I made Sextuplets.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the sitcom Quintuplets starring Andy Richter?
I did.
I also did.
I did.
I feel like at least one of the kids went on to do some shit.
And that kid was Jennifer Lawrence.
That would be amazing.
I think Jennifer Lawrence was she was maybe in that Reba sitcom. She was one of the kids.
Jennifer Lawrence played Elliot Page in Trailer Park Boys.
Sick.
Yeah.
I've also seen Jennifer Lawrence's full-on anus, so...
I've been trying to spell quintuplets in IMDb for the last half an hour. I am having a brain episode. Apparently it starts with Q. Shows what I know. Now,
quintuplets? Is that how you were spelling it?
Do any of these kids ring a bell? There's the hot blonde one. What's Sarah Wright up to?
She's in stuff.
She appears to be in movies with other blondes billed above her. Like she's in The House Bunny, but she's not The House Bunny.
Of course not.
You done anything
Did
for
I see
me?
that she's in the movie Walk of Shame.
Yep. What is it?
And
what
Project 21.
What's Walk of Shame about? Elizabeth Banks.
Oh, well, it's probably nobody's going to see it because men don't like women movies. Even though the movie's not out for another 4 months. Men aren't seeing this movie because they don't like women, even though the movie's not out yet.
Liz, I respect your game.
Stupid bitch.
I respect your... I can't be too mad at that. It's a good play. None of the quintuplet kids are doing much for me.
Okay, well,
sadly.
I guess you were wrong.
I guess I was wrong. I guess they're all dead. Even Ryan Pinkston.
What was that other one? That the Stupids. No, the
The Stupids.
Okay, I'm never gonna pull it.
What?
I don't know. It was a TV show where it was like a family and they were all gingers and they were.
Oh,
somebody's screaming it right now.
I think I know what you. I don't think they're. Well, the one I have isn't gingers, but there was.
Or like strawberry blondes or something, and they were all dummies.
There's one where Dylan Baker was the dad. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking of. That's really bugging me. Shit. Well, let's see. Early 2000s Dylan Baker sitcom. I don't think it's Life as We Know. The Pits.
The Pits.
Is that what you were thinking?
That's what I was thinking.
Really?
I think
yeah,
so.
Dylan Baker was the dad.
Show me it.
The reason I know of
Show me the Pits. Show me your tits.
Here's the bits. We got Dylan Baker dad as Bob Pitt, wife Kelly Waymeyer, and daughter Faith Pitt.
Oh,
Lizzie Kaplan.
Your girl. Your girl.
I'll be darned. I didn't remember it was my girl Lizzie. The reason I'm familiar with this show is because there is a werewolf episode. And if there was a television show or movie that featured some sort of transformation in, I don't know, the 1930s through present, I've probably seen or heard of it.
Nice.
So that was it. This was the episode, I believe episode 4, let's say. No, pardon me, episode 3, Squarewolves. Bob and Liz are bitten by werewolves and begin to transform each night into monsters. The children go to huge lengths to help their parents and try to keep them out of trouble. The parents are impressed by the amount of effort their presumed lazy children go to. And everyone's happy.
And then they're just werewolves for the rest of the show? Or
that's a great question.
Or do they get better?
I probably should have kept watching. Maybe the rest is just a werewolf show.
Just a werewolf show.
Shows what I know. Sextuplets.
Yeah, so it wasn't awful. That's the thing. It's like, I've seen worse. Like, I was expecting it to be like a dumb comedy movie.
I was hoping for like Tyler Perry. I was hoping for like a Medea.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's not really.
I guess you get a little bit of that, right?
Yeah. But I don't know. I wanted it to be more exploitative, I guess.
Yeah.
I want it to be more embarrassing. I want it to be angrier at Michael Titties.
Or prouder of him.
Or prouder of him, depending on my mood. If anyone had cut me off in traffic that day.
I wanted to come out of this thinking, I'm glad a white guy can get away with that much.
Yeah, exactly.
But instead it was just sort of like, it's whatever.
Yeah. It was whatever. My first note is White Kwanzaa is an idea worth exploring.
Yes, I was gonna say we should celebrate White Kwanzaa.
We should give White Kwanzaa a shot. I think there's some legs to that. Now,
a thing I forgot to look up.
Oh,
is where do I know the father-in-law from? Because at first, because I'm a racist, I thought, oh, it's Jeffrey from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
It was not Jeffrey from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. but I like that's where your head's at.
It's like, oh, like a 65-year-old-ish older black man. Oh, it's Jeffrey.
It's it's not Jeffrey. It's Glyn Turman. Glyn, fun first name.
Glyn.
Who looks younger than he is. He is turning 75 in January.
Okay. Like, I feel like he's from a TV show or something that I watched when I was younger.
He was on the most recent black season of Fargo, where he played Dr. Senator, which is a pretty good character name. Funny. That's a real Uncle Grandpa.
He was in The Wire.
Yes, he was.
But I didn't see The Wire.
Then I don't know.
He was in 2 episodes of the Bernie Mac show. He was in... Oh, you know what I saw him from?
A 2006 episode of SVU.
You know what I saw him in?
What?
His 2001 episode of Jag.
Ah, big Jag guy.
Big Jag guy. I'm a Jagger.
Jury Advocate General? What the fuck? I was close. Judge Advocate General. Pretty close. Calling it a win. Who, for $1 million, this show was on for 27 successful seasons.
Yeah, successful.
Who plays Jag? What's the guy's name?
Michael.
He's a billionaire.
Michael Clark Duncan.
It was... You know what?
Don't guess. Don't tell me. Let me guess.
You'll never get it.
No, I've heard his name before.
No, you haven't. You're a liar.
The main guy of Jag.
Jag, the guy who plays Jag.
I don't think he's Jag.
He's Jag. You'll never get it.
He's got a 3-person name. Like,
I was going to say, that's why I wanted to give you
first person name, first person name, right? First name, right?
He is, in fact, a 3 first namer. That's why I wanted to give you partial credit for Michael Clark Duncan.
David?
Yes.
Michael?
No. Idiot.
David. Robert.
Jag.
David.
Jag.
David Elliott.
That's his last name.
Ah.
David James Elliott.
James.
David Jag Elliott.
I watch every episode. How can I not?
227 episodes.
It seems like it should be more.
It honestly does. It was 10 seasons, 11 seasons.
How have they not rebooted it?
95 to 05. 10 seasons.
How have they not rebooted it? Also, who needs that many episodes?
Old people.
Of Navy police.
Old people. They love it.
Jag.
My grandparents watched it, and then they died, so maybe they shouldn't have watched it.
I'm a big Jagger. They call me Mick Jagger.
They call me Mick. So Sextuplets.
I like that this episode has had Jag and Chuck.
Jag and Chuck. We know where our bread is buttered, and that is on the side of network television.
Yeah, one word.
From 20 years ago.
Yeah.
How
do you want to talk about Monk?
I would love to talk about Monk. Big Shaloub guy.
Yeah.
I feel like Zachary Levi should look older.
Yeah, but he's probably had a lot of work done.
Yeah. Because he looks the same as on Chuck.
I think he was relatively young when he was on Chuck.
Maybe he was 12 when he was on Chuck. Was Chuck was he a Doogie Howser type spy?
No.
Oh.
Was he
No. I know what you're trying. You're trying to do Hawaiian Hawaiian girl Doogie Howser? King Kamehameha Howser, MD? Kimono Wanalea?
But her name wasn't even Doogie, right? It was just like, that was the nickname they gave her. Because, because she was like Doogie Howser, right? Like, that it's the same universe.
So fucking... How do I even... Hawaiian Doogie Howser. Okay, Bing, don't... Hey, it works. Doogie Kamealoha, MD.
Kamealoha.
Get out of here.
We should watch it.
Is that
the next season?
Has it been canceled?
Oh, that's a good question.
Isn't it?
No, I bet you it's not.
Canceled.
Really?
We lost it. Nope. Waiting on season 2. It's coming.
Okay.
In February 2022, the series was renewed for a second season.
How many episodes?
On Disney Plus. 10.
Let's watch it. That's the next season. All 10 episodes of Doogie Kimono Wanalea. And maybe she'll dance naked atop the ECW arena. Except for how old is she?
That is the right question to be asking.
If this 12-year-old girl should be dancing.
Her character is 16.
All right, I'm listening.
She, as of right now, is 18. So
it's fucking 18 legal.
She was 18 and legal. Yeah. So consensus: too old. Now, Molly Shannon's in Sextuplets, which answers the question. So that's what Molly Shannon is doing now. As Marlon Wayans' horny boss.
One of the Marlon Wayans' horny bosses.
Or OG Marlon Wayans.
OG.
Yeah.
I don't know. How much in detail do you want to get into this?
Oh, not very. There was... so his wife's pregnant.
Yeah.
And they're seeing like the OBGYN, and they're saying that like, oh, your baby's probably going to be a phoebe because you're 35, and that's a higher.
I love it. I love saying that you're too old for a baby.
Yeah, but then he says, Marlon says that 35 is 15 in black people age. So I'm
Black
like,
don't crack.
So, but yeah, that was his point. But I'm like, so. Like, stretch that thought out, Marlon. 35 is 15 in black people age, so you're a pedophile?
Correct.
Yeah. Like, I feel like he didn't think the whole thing through.
But, I mean, also, he looks great.
He does.
But he also looks old. Like, it's both.
Yes.
Like, we've been watching him grow up right before our eyes.
We've grown up with Marlon. Because, like, he was sort of an adult in Living Color 30 years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, how old is he? 50?
He's probably close to 50. Well, let's check it out. I got the internet right here, buddy. Don't even worry about it.
He's 50. Marlon Wayans Jr. is 37, and Marlon Wayans III is 20.
Exactly. Marlon Wayans is a great grandfather. He's exactly 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say he looks 50, but
it's like
very good.
It's like a good 50.
Like obviously he probably has a lot of work done, and I bet you he dyes his hair and his beard.
He's also sort of like, can I describe it as
pretty?
Sure, he's pretty, but is he like reverse balding? Like the sides of his head are going bald, but the top is fine.
Well, it's widow's peaks.
Yeah,
like it's just edging back here, but it's like
it's a very interesting, and I don't think it's just the haircut he's doing. I think he has a weird hair pattern.
Yeah, maybe it's a piece. Maybe they shaved his butt and glued it on his head. Isn't that how they do it now?
That's how they're doing it now. Yeah. The miracles of science.
Well, I had better hope I don't go bald because my butt's as smooth as a baby otter.
Thanks, Manscaped. Baby otter.
Why, you don't like the second baby otter reference?
I wasn't ready for it.
You're never
ready. I'll tell you that.
You're never ready.
We meet the only good character in the movie, Michael Ian Black.
Correct. Whose girlfriend is a mail order Russian or Ukrainian who steals.
Michael was trying to fit in with his urban friends, and he said "on fleek," which I thought was fun.
On fleek, and then they were like, "We don't talk like that anymore."
And then he made like two even considerably older references.
Yeah.
He might have thrown in a da bomb. I don't know.
I don't remember exactly.
So they're talking about like the way the plot device is. Marlon has no family history, so they don't know how much of a phoebe the baby's going to be.
They don't know at what age he's gonna get sickle cell,
but it's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah, and I thought there was one. I feel like self-aware is not the right thing to say because that just makes me sound racist. But there was a funny thing in the movie when they were looking up what records they had on Marlon, and they eventually found some sort of birth certificate that said no father on record, and then like everyone did like a knowing look to the camera.
Yeah, I know.
Which was fun.
It was fun.
So he goes off to find his birth mother, and I think it was when they were playing whatever they were playing as he was driving in the first place. I'm like, I truly hate this soundtrack so far. There's a lot of bad songs on it. Yeah. So finds his mother's house, and a fat him answers the door I was trying to figure out what voice he was doing. Is basically Adam Sandler's Hubie Halloween.
Kinda. Yeah, kinda.
What did you peg it as?
Which has now become a Halloween tradition for me that I hate watch Hubie Halloween.
Have you watched it more than...
I watched it this year.
Wow.
Well, it was on the laptop while I was doing roster editing for NHL 23. So I only sort of paid attention.
How's the roster editing going?
It is, you fucking know.
Life consuming?
Life consuming. Also, the game's bad and I shouldn't have bought it.
It's a sad state of affairs.
Oh!
What?
I got good news and bad news, maybe.
Oh.
Okay.
This is breaking. This is breaking the news.
I had to move some monies around for some reasons. And it appears that if I want to, on Friday, aka 2 days from now, I can get a PS5.
Oh.
But we'll see. We'll see.
You know what would help make that happen?
Yeah.
Is people...
On Thursday, today.
When you hear this
while you're
today,
listening to this.
So that Drew tomorrow...
Send me a little bit of scratch.
Can make his dreams come true. Maybe send a little something to paypal.me/NotScottHenson. Now that Drew and I have reconciled, the account has been opened again, and I have stopped withholding funds from Drew.
Yeah, and I will stop withholding my bussy.
Yes. As is the agreement. As is the bargain. So, yeah, he meets fat Hubie Halloween of him, and then at some point they discover some more things, and then they say the name of the movie.
Yep.
That's very exciting. I think I
said it.
I stood up. I cheered.
You had nobody to hit.
So he doesn't actually find his mom. He only finds this twin of his. And the twin's very cagey about where the mom is. I'm like, I hope he murdered the mom.
I hope he ate the mom.
Yep.
Out. I want to know that there's some weird incest going on in this house.
Yeah, I was hoping there was... I was hoping for some kind of more of a Gilbert Grape situation.
Wait, there's incest in Gilbert Grape? Because I've never seen the movie, so I don't actually know.
Yeah.
That's a pretty decent.
You're pretty much there. Like I'm not mad that the impression is bad. I'm mad that the impression is happening.
Is there incest in Gilbert Grape?
There's no incest.
I've been putting off watching that movie this whole time.
No, there's no incest.
No.
Don't get your hopes up. So they find there's sextuplets and how did that happen? Because I just wrote down I subscribed to the they're out. I don't even know or care how they go, but they've somehow driven out into a field for some reason.
Because he was tired and he wanted to sleep.
Right. And then Hubie comes running back from the distance because he was thirsty and saw a cow.
No, he's obsessed with cereal.
Yes.
He loves fruity children's cereal.
Yeah.
And he got up in the morning after they both slept in the car and he wanted milk for his cereal.
Right.
So he went and found a cow to milk, and the bull, as he said, didn't like that he tried to milk it.
Yeah. And I said I subscribe to the show don't tell philosophy of jerking off bulls in movies, so I didn't appreciate this scene. And then we find our way to...
Don't worry, Scott. If you want to see somebody milking a bull, I'm sure we can look it up right now.
We probably can. Then we find our way to the third sextuplet, Fat Tiffany Haddish.
Fat Tiffany Haddish.
Again, these are all... It goes without saying, these are all Marlon Wayans.
Correct. She's in prison queen.
She's a PQ. And... and while they're talking in prison, Hubie has an unsuccessful time with a prison vending machine. What's the success rate of movie and TV vending machines? 10% at best?
Oh yeah, not even.
Like the vending machine industry cannot enjoy how they're portrayed on screen.
You know who needs to get a better what rep that big vending needs to hire?
James Carville.
Big Wolf.
Yes.
Everything's werewolf and nothing's working out for vending machines. Get the PR people for werewolves on vending machines.
Get those
100%.
Get those dog people working for
100%
you.
success rate.
Yeah. Do you think the Pits had a Were Cat episode? Unlikely. Unfucking likely. Then we get our way to fourth sextuplet. Basically Cat Williams.
Basically Cat Williams.
Just a some sort of a sneaker pimp.
A sneaker pimp.
That was a band, right?
I don't know.
No,
Shoegaze.
I think the Sneaker Pimps were a band.
They're gays who have sex while wearing shoes.
Exactly. But he goes the other way. He impersonates OG Marlon Wayans so he can rob him and fuck his wife.
Yes.
And the wife, to her credit, catches on to things pretty quickly, and more to her credit, fucks him anyway.
You know what though? Sextuplets. They all got the same D.
Is it cheating?
No. Eating ain't cheating, and neither is sleeping with your husband's sextuplet brother.
One of the actual funny lines in the movie was describing that sextuplet. Someone said, "You look like Carmelo Anthony fucked Rick James," which is an actual like funnily written line.
Funnily.
And then he's fake pimp Marlon Wayans is talking to co-worker Michael Ian Black.
Yep.
And is like getting the lay of the land for his workplace.
Yep.
And he's like, "We work for a bitch." And Michael Ian Black's like, "We work for Linda. She's nice."
Yeah.
So yeah, and then he doesn't actually fuck Marlon Wayans' wife, but he does fuck Boss Molly Shannon. Because
why not?
Why wouldn't you? We find our way to fifth sextuplet, who's basically Beetlejuice from the Howard Stern show.
But like nice Beetlejuice.
Sure. He's not punching Jeff Jarrett full on in the balls.
So hard.
As hard as he can.
Oh, that ruled. And Jeff took it like a goddamn champ.
Absolutely. So he's in the hospital, and they do the thing where they literally did this in a Mr. Show sketch with David Cross, where his head is coming up through a hole in the bed, and there's like a fake body
that's way smaller
on the bed. Yeah, they did it with David Cross. I think the sketch was like a Metallica type band, Titanica.
Which, if you pay us $20 to not watch Titanic, we won't.
Absolutely. Wrote a song about committing suicide, and David Cross jumped into I believe a vat of acid. So it was just this disgusting shriveled up body on the hospital bed with David Cross's head, and this was a not taken as far version of that. So he needs a kidney, and through a series of errors, what was supposed to be fixing a broken nose surgery from Fat Tiffany Haddish getting OG Marlon Wayans into a fight at a truck stop. It turned into him accidentally donating his kidney, and then Beetlejuice just like fucking skipping town after that.
Yep.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah. I guess because they couldn't animate him in with the rest of the family.
I think so.
Probably.
Yeah, it was funny how like there was clearly,
and then he flew to Cuba.
Flew to Cuba, and now he's only there via tablet for any other appearances in the movie. And so we've met 5 of the 6, and you know what? This is a big dog seeping into my subconscious, because I wrote I hope the last one's like a dog or something.
Yeah. I was hoping that the 6th one would be a completely different actor that very clearly did not like Idris Elba is the 6th one.
Not Sean Wayans.
You know what? Keenan, I don't know, one of them.
Keenan Ives?
One of them.
Yeah.
But I thought that would be really funny.
That'd be funny.
Because like the whole movie they've been saying like, oh, you look exactly alike, or like it's uncanny how much you look exactly alike. And then you get to the sixth one, and it's just like not even. There's like I don't see it at all. Like,
Yeah. There's things they could have done. The thing they did do was the sixth one is, I don't know. I guess he sort of ends up being an antagonist, but not really. A light-skinned ginger black guy who,
yeah, but not that light skin, just slightly lighter skin than the rest of them.
Yeah, who did he refer to himself as this, or did he say it's what people called him?
It's what people called him.
A ninja.
Ninja.
Let's be very clear with what we're saying here. Ninja. Okay? No one's getting hurt here, which is, of course, a combination of a ginger and a ninja. So, yeah, and he... what was the deal with the Rockford Files theme?
Well, it was the Hubie was obsessed with watching television,
old TV.
and then he and OG Marlon had a conversation in the car about what like their favorite
Best
shows
thing,
growing
yeah.
up were, and they were both said that their favorite show was Rockford Files.
Yeah.
And then when supervillain Marlon is going to kill them, and
Yeah.
he's like,
also,
like he's like, don't, because Hubie's got so much TV left to watch. He's like, TV? What's your favorite TV show of all time? He goes,
Rockford Files.
Rockford Files.
Which, at that point, the movie kind of won me back because, one, I love the Rockford Files. Two, I love the Rockford Files theme, and it is, in fact, my ringtone.
I legitimately did not know that was the theme of the Rockford Files.
Oh, but you knew the the theme.
I've heard the song.
Yeah.
I'm sort of familiar with the show.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that was the actual theme. I mean, you did it about as good as they
exactly as good as they did.
It's James Garner, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
He was
R.I.P. We lost him.
Jim Rockford.
We lost him.
John Rockford.
John.
Nelson Rockford feller.
Rockford feller.
And just in time to save the day, a unprecidented seventh role shows up. Stereotypical fat black mama. Greedy. Shows up, saves the day. That's most of it.
Yeah, that's most of it. Yeah, you're right.
Like it's a nothing movie. But did I? What's the
Did you know that there was a 1999 made-for-TV Rockford Files movie?
No, but I know what we're doing next week.
It's called The Rockford Files, If it bleeds, ... it leads.
Nice.
And it's got James Garner.
I love it. Well,
it's got like the majority of the original
I bet it does.
cast. Well, look at you.
Well, I'd say we either do that with our standard director, actor, tenuous theme song connection.
I think I've blown my mind. When did Rockford Files go off the air? When do you think?
Off the air, 1981.
I went too far back. Hold on. Give me a second. 1980s. 1974 to 1980.
I was going to fucking say 80, and then I'm like,
well, guess what, Scott?
God,
you fucking did it.
Stupid.
Now, here's how I blew my goddamn mind. I wanted to see what year one of my favorite comedy movies starring James Garner came out.
Sophie's Choice.
God damn it. My Fellow Americans. And then I said, hey,
hail
Scott,
to the chief. He's the chief, and we must hail him.
What if I told you that there was Rockford Files in 1999?
Yeah.
What if I told you there was Rockford File movies made in 1997, 1992, and 1996?
Holy shit.
3 in 1996, 4 in 1996, and they're all 2 hours long.
Holy shit.
They're all made for TV Rockford File movies. Punishment and Crime, Friends and Foul Play, Godfather Knows Best, If the Frame Fits, ... 1995, A Blessing in Disguise. 1994, Amazing Grace. 1994 as well, I Still Love L.A. Man, a lot of Rockford File movies.
New proposal. We don't do the 1999 movie next week.
Okay.
Season 5, we do every movie.
Do every movie.
Season 5, we alternate between Rockford Files TV movies and a Hirokazu Koreeda films. That is our fifth and final season. As we watch listeners dwindle with every episode.
Do you want to know what his final movie role was, or his final IMDb credit was?
Welcome to Mooseport.
He was in a DC animated Superman / Shazam: The Return of Black Adam as the voice of Shazam in 2010.
James Garner's final role was as Shazam.
Yep.
Zachary Levi, Chuck, full circle. Are you kidding me?
Correct.
Well, that's a pretty crazy thing to end on, but
but we still have house cleaning to do.
We do. There will be much cleaning of houses. We need to figure out what we're doing next week. So
another Marlon Wayans movie.
We have now done. we could De Palma this and keep the Wayans train going. But so we've just done I guess as it stands our 2 Michael Titties movies.
Yeah.
With last week's Unpleasantness. And
well, let's stop bringing up the unpleasantness. I feel like the unpleasantness is over.
Okay. And this week's Sextuplets.
Yeah.
So that means we need an actor from this to lead us to our movie next week.
I would like to pick
who was our favorite actor in it.
Who our favorite actor is in the movie.
Glenn Turman, the father-in-law.
Glenn Chervin, which is a character name in The Ringer.
Really?
Correct.
That's insane. We could go with a real name, Jawandis Candice, who played female guard number 2 at the prison.
That's so good. That is a sick ass name.
Which if I had
what
made
else has Jawandis been in?
If I had made that name up, I would go to jail for racism. But she can just be named that, and it's cool. She has 38 acting credits.
I've seen her in stuff. She's in a Scary Movie 5.
She's in Women of Wrestling as Delta Lotta Payne.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
In 2016-17.
Interesting.
She was in Resurrection, the TV series. Do I know this show? I feel like I sort of know this show. Oh no, it was a show I was maybe going to watch and then didn't. It was like network TV, The Leftovers. And she's in Scary Movie 5, the good one. Oh, I apologize.
No, 4 is the good one because the poster for it is somebody recreating the opening scene from Saw and their leg is in the shape of a 4. That's the best one. Just so you know.
Oh, and she was in Wrestlicious too.
Oh, as
Cobra. Not as exciting.
Wrestlicious, baby.
Wrestlicious, baby. Jimmy Hart. Guys, look up if you can find the Wrestlicious trailer. It's great.
It's great. Should we do friend of the show, friend of the pod, friend of taking photographs of any married couple except for Koreans and Mexicans?
That's too far.
Our boy, Men in Black, Michael
MIB.
Black.
He was our favorite guy in this movie.
Yes.
Now
even though he was in the movie for a total of 3 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, right about that. But yeah, no, I'm fine with going MIB. He's got a decent filmography under his belt. Of course, 83 episodes of Ed.
We can talk about Ed.
We could just do Ed.
I'm thinking of something else, but I can't remember what it is.
Who's Ed? This is a real David.
Matthew McConaughey.
No, that was Ed TV, the movie.
Which probably is a bad movie, but like way ahead of its time.
Yeah. Is it just other Truman Show?
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy's name I actually know. Jag I didn't know.
Tom Cavanaugh.
I do know Tom Cavanaugh. I believe had some Scrubs action.
He did. He was JD's brother.
Yeah.
Who didn't die. Because that was let's not talk about it.
Don't. I can't.
Dan Dorian was his name.
Yeah.
Man, I think Scrubs deserves a rewatch. I should probably rewatch Scrubs.
I would love to.
He's from Ottawa, Ontario,
Look at
Canada.
him. Good Canadian boy. I would love to get back into Scrubs. Maybe I'll start with season 9, the good one.
The good one.
Yeah. Dave Franco.
Sure. I was looking up the IMDb trivia in hopes that Sextuplets would say originally written for Eddie Murphy in 1997.
Yes.
But the only trivia on the entire thing was, Marlon Wayans and Molly Shannon were both also in Little Man together.
Fuck off. That's nothing. That's nothing to me. Michael Ian Black was in They Came Together. You want to do that?
I feel like there was what was the thing that we did before to get us to that?
Before They Came Together?
Yeah.
Well, I think because They Came Together was directed by David Wayne, who also directed Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah.
Which Michael Ian Black was also in. And David Wayne also directed definitely a movie and not a failed TV series mashed together to make a movie, Beef.
Right.
From 2014, which was our first episode?
That sounds familiar to me.
That does sound familiar.
We've done Beef.
We've done Beef.
We had beef.
We had beef?
But not all.
I mean, we had beef.
We had beef.
But now we don't have beef.
But now it's squashed.
No beef.
No more beef.
Yeah.
No beef.
But actually beef.
But actually beef.
Yeah. Not no beef. So, I guess we already did beef. So, what can we do? We again find ourselves at an impasse.
We need content.
We do need content. We're content creators.
What's the best content we can create?
What if we... What if we listen to our podcast on beef and review that?
You know what? It's crazy enough that it might work.
You in?
I'm in.
You got beef?
Oh, we're getting beef.
We're getting beef.